This is a review of the RIDGID 2.0 Pro Gear System, the modular tool storage system. I'm going to start at the bottom with the 25-inch mobile all-terrain extra large toolbox and cart, make my way up to the 22-inch small power tool case, and as a bonus go through the recently released and late to the party 22-inch extra large 3-drawer toolbox, the 2+1 drawers modular toolbox storage box thingamajob, which I picked up for $119. Spoiler alert, it's a bit of a disappointment. Along the way, I'll compare some of the boxes to my DeWalt ToughSystem 2.0 boxes because they're here, maybe some Milwaukee PACKOUT gear, and finally I'll cover the attributes that apply to all the boxes: materials, stacking, wall mounting, durability, and all that good stuff. Let's get started. First up is the RIDGID 22-inch extra large toolbox, which can be purchased as part of the 25-inch all-terrain rolling tool cart model 254065 or separately as model 254073. Box weighs roughly 12 pounds, and with the cart it's like 20.5 pounds, so a few pounds lighter than the ToughSystem and Packout mobile toolboxes. Overall, and in my opinion, I think RIDGID got the cart design right. The telescoping handle not only lowers to 31 inches, but the cart detaches from the box entirely, and that way you can swap boxes in or out, and the box fits under a tonneau cover. Unlike the DeWalt ToughSystem 2.0 mobile toolbox, with affixed wheels and partially removable handle, RIDGID didn't sacrifice storage space by having to indent the wheel hubs, and they made this box wall mountable. The DeWalt lives on the floor. Inside, there's slots around the edges for dividers, which are not included, but 3/8-inch thick plywood will do the trick. Here are the internal dimensions. However, all the boxes have rather complex shapes, which is to say my measurements may differ slightly from RIDGID's. There are lots of indents and outdents, even some tapering, which either lend to structural integrity or are designed to accommodate features like connectivity, wall mounting, underside gripping, spacers, and organizer placement. At a minimum, I've tried to identify the widest and narrowest points.
Okay, right.
The RIDGID cart has 9-inch no-flat wheels, which is the same as the PACKOUT, so 1 inch larger than DeWalt's ToughSystem 2.0. However, the wheels aren't as wide or as rugged as the PACKOUTs and ToughSystems. The handle's not as wide or beefy either. Which brings me to my next point. According to the specs, the RIDGID cart and extra large toolbox combo can handle box loads up to 176 pounds. However, should you need more, the PACKOUT and ToughSystem would be a better option. They claim to handle box loads of up to 250 pounds. And the details can make all the difference if you're frequently tackling stairs or uneven terrain. As far as accessories, when you purchase the box, you get a small organizer and a set of large wall mounting brackets. Unfortunately, if you buy the box with a cart, no brackets for you. It's so lame. Even more lame is that, as of the making of this video, you can't buy the brackets separately, which is why I made my own brackets. See this video here. Next up is the large toolbox, which is referred to as the 22-inch medium-sized toolbox model 254067. I use it to store all my pneumatic nail guns and their accessories, just not the compressor, obviously. And the box weighs roughly 9.5 pounds, comes with the same slender parts organizer as the extra large toolbox, and there are slots inside for 3/8-inch dividers. Dividers, again, not included. But luckily, you do get a pair of medium-sized wall mounting brackets. One of my favorite boxes in the 2.0 Pro Gear lineup, and I felt the same way about the Gen 1 version, is the small toolbox, model 254069. It's also referred to as the power tool case. It weighs about 7.5 pounds. It's good for small individual power tools like grinders, cutoff tools, jigsaws, rotary tools, soldering tools, and all their accessories. You can even handle a sawzall.
Nice. All right.
This box comes with a parts organizer, which will fit into the medium toolbox as well, 2 spacers, which are a thoughtful addition, although I don't really use them, and a pair of the small wall mounting brackets. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, or not, the extra large 3-drawer toolbox, model 255334. Fits on the cart in place of the extra large toolbox.
Excellent.
And with the drawers, you have easier access to whatever's in it. Unfortunately, this drawer box bugs me as much as my DeWalt drawer boxes, maybe even more. Yeah, it's an extra large toolbox, weighs roughly 24 pounds. There are 3 drawers, 2 small drawers for hand tools, bits, fasteners, and other randoms, and 1 larger drawer for small power tools. But here's my beefs. Much like the PACKOUT's drawer toolboxes, the drawers aren't that wide. Why? I mean, I know why, but the width of this extra large toolbox is just over 22 inches, and yet the interior of a drawer is a modest 16 inches wide. The DeWalt ToughSystem 2.0 boxes, on the other hand, are under 22 inches wide, and yet the drawers are 17 3/4 inches wide. So while the overall volume of the RIDGID drawers is more, the volume relative to the overall dimensions of the box is less. And don't get me wrong, I have a love-hate relationship with my DeWalt drawers. They don't lock, which is why they live here in the shop. The drawer depths seem to have been selected at random. And this 3-drawer box is worse, even though one of these small drawers has more volume than one of the rigid small drawers. Of course, usefulness will depend on your storage needs, so let's move on. This box's overall weight capacity is around 50 pounds, which RIDGID so kindly divided between the drawers for me. Math. There's no top handle, only whatever this is, an inaccessible small parts holder. If it's a handle, it's not for large hands. On both sides, you've got underside grips, bars for securing and padlocking the drawers, and painted on labeling strips. As far as accessories, the drawers come with short and long spacers that can fully accommodate a single small drawer, or you could divide them between the 2 small drawers, I guess, as well as 2 spacers for the larger drawer. Unfortunately, RIDGID doesn't include the large wall mounting brackets with this box, so if you want to hang them in the shop like they show in all their pictures, you'll have to wait for the brackets to be sold separately or make your own. The glides on the drawers are pretty decent. They're metal ball bearing slides, so they open and close smoothly, and each drawer can be removed by lifting these latches in opposite directions. To reinsert the drawer, you pull out the slides, line up the drawer glides with the slides, and close the drawer. One thing I'm a bit concerned about with this box is that there are no gaskets surrounding the drawer fronts. So unlike the other boxes in this line, it can't be IP65 rated. Definitely fails the flashlight test. Lights? Those tools are going to get wet. Now the drawer fronts are layered kind of like roofing shingles, so perhaps they provide some protection from rain. But in contrast, the DeWalt drawer boxes have gaskets, and while only IP54 rated, where the rest of the ToughSystem toolboxes are IP65 rated, I'll take IP54 gaskets over IP freely on my toolboxes any day. It didn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. Yeah, not so funny. Now for the attributes that apply to all the toolboxes. They're made in Israel, just like the PACKOUT and ToughSystem, and I'd like to tell you what they're made of, but RIDGID calls it high-impact resin. Could be similar to the plastic resin polypropylene used in the PACKOUT and ToughSystem 2.0, although kind of reminds me more of the structural foam of the ToughSystem 1. Sorry, not a chemist, but the boxes do come with a Prop 65 warning if that's something that concerns you. So to keep your tools safe, there are metal reinforced padlock eyelets on all the boxes. There are hybrid latches constructed of heavy-duty plastic and rust-proof metal. And when it comes to toting, mounting, and unpacking, a few features I appreciate are the oversized handles. They nicely hold in position, similar to the stay-open lids, which again I appreciate, and the comfortable underside grips. Now if only I was as strong as my 30-year-old self. Other than the drawers, the boxes have these rubber gaskets around the lids, so they're IP65 rated, providing reasonable protection against the ingress of dust and water. However, just like my DeWalt boxes, if water collects in these nooks and crannies on the top of the box, and you open the lid, it drains into the box, so be sure to dry everything off. Peanut.
No.
Okay. If you use your cart as a tower, the connectors secure the boxes pretty well, and I'll admit, I was a bit skeptical because I do like the simplicity of DeWalt's one-touch latches, but these things work fine. Oh, and all the Pro Gear 2.0 boxes are backwards compatible with the Gen 1 boxes, with the exception of the half-box parts organizer, which is model 254071. As far as RIDGID's fix-and-go wall mounting method, I actually prefer it over DeWalt's expensive specialized racking system. The brackets get attached to studs, which need to be 16 inches on center, and as you can see, I put up some rough framing here in the cave shop since I needed additional storage. It's nice to be able to access things without having to pull down another box. The DeWalt system's a bit of a pain like that. As of yet, I can't speak to the durability of these boxes, and I'm sure some wealthier YouTuber will likely throw them off a roof or a truck for our viewing pleasure.
Oh, man.
However, the only thing I can tell you is this box hasn't left the shop yet, and a piece is already broken off here. Also, check out this small parts organizer I recently saw at my local Home Depot. That's not reassuring. And my final observation on durability, I've taken the car up and down stairs at least a dozen times, and while 140 pounds of gear and boxes stacked above the handle is pretty easy to maneuver on even terrain, the left side of the handle does this annoying pop and lock. Let's go to the V-cam. That's a lot of tools. I really thought the handle was just going to break into pieces. And the placement of the fix and go brackets isn't optimal in this configuration. They're right at handle level. Luckily, #sarcasm, all the boxes come with RIDGID's limited lifetime warranty. If you've watched my review of the RIDGID miter saw stand, the warranty promise brings me no comfort. So good luck with that. Man, did this review just go dark? Lights? And finally, value. The RIDGID Pro Gear 2.0 system provides a lot of bang for the buck. When the boxes go on sale, which is very often, they're a bargain for DIYers. And I'm not saying the Pro Gear system isn't intended for tradespeople contractors at all. My buddy Tommy's been beating up the Gen 1 boxes on jobs for years. Mad respect, bro. What I'm saying is RIDGID's modular toolbox offerings aren't as expansive, and the overall construction, strength, and durability aren't at the same level as the Packout and ToughSystem. If you're not throwing your boxes down a flight of stairs every day, these boxes are great. I'm making an earful for that comment. Leave a comment if you disagree. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please hit that like button as if you're just learning that TTI, who wants Milwaukee Tool, licenses the RIDGID name for power tools. Hey, that makes these things Milwaukee light. And subscribe if you like. Thanks for watching. Workshop dance party.